Fandoms are just great, aren't they?
No!
Particularly in this attention-deficient era of the internet, every indie artist's biggest dream is to one day have fans who truly appreciate and interact with their work beyond just positive reviews or word of mouth. Passion breeds passion. At least, most of the time. Every fandom knows exactly what I'm talking about. You know, the little unknown gem of a game, movie, show, or even music artist that you love becomes so ridiculously popular in such a short amount of time that suddenly its once wholesome, unproblematic fanbase gets brigaded by a bunch of weirdos. Now, for fans of the content, it usually just means a brief annoyance that may even be small enough to ignore. But people often underestimate the effect a problematic community can have on the artist behind the media itself. Indie projects typically have extremely small teams, if any at all, meaning community drama and online backlash become far more targeted and personal, usually with a name or two being singled out. Much unlike bigger companies, for example, AAA video game corporations or Hollywood studios that can afford to simply not care as long as the cash keeps rolling in,
I don't care.
Indie artists tend to be more motivated by passion through community feedback. Once this support gets compromised by having a problematic fandom, the aftermath can be truly ugly. In the case of Fundamental Paper Education and its creator, Kaaatie, the result was quite literally the cancellation of her entire show, right before it could even begin. An incredibly original YouTube animation series, reaching unparalleled stardom, and yet crashing into nothingness within just a few months. Yeah, there is so much more to this story. Fundamental Paper Education, which I'll be calling FPE from now on because it's quite the mouthful, is a YouTube show that had its first episode uploaded on March 1st by our aforementioned main character, Kaaatie. Quite notably, Kaaatie, as an individual, doesn't have much information about her online. And knowing what we do now, it's pretty clear this is by choice.
I don't like being famous.
What is known is that she was a very talented artist and animator. Her passion for this medium had been shown even before FPE through a few short videos she uploaded to her channel. None of them had really gone viral,
Mr. Beast!
But that wasn't exactly the point. She was doing what she loved, and as long as there was an appreciative audience to enjoy what she had to share, she would continue to deliver. This dynamic is almost all Kaaatie could ask for, yet soon, it would be completely flipped on its head in literally the most bittersweet way possible. Just as she had done before, Kaaatie uploaded her next big animation project, her best ever and the catalyst for everything that would ensue. Basics in Behavior. It was a whopping 4 minutes long, quite uncharacteristic as her videos usually would barely last for even a minute, given the sheer amount of effort they require. Additionally, it featured a rather unique art style that she hadn't posted before. Lastly, it was a music video, one of the song Basics in Behavior Blue by the Living Tombstone. You definitely know them. They've made some of the best fan music for the most popular indie media of the last decade. Five Nights at Freddy's, Cuphead, Has-Been Hotel, fucking Discord, and of course, Undertale. Basics in Behavior, however, was a song done for the game Baldi's Basics in Education and Learning, a horror parody of early 2000s edutainment games. As a student in the school, you basically have to explore and gather notebooks, answer, simple math questions.
Bro, what the f is you even talking about, bro?
All while avoiding this creepy-looking teacher guy.
I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
It's a somewhat charming game that took the internet by storm in its heyday, but It's really lost cultural relevance in this decade, to be very honest. Basics in Behavior essentially describes this gameplay loop from the perspective of the poor kids in this oddly negligent school and how they are trying to run away from Baldi here. With lyrics this specific to the Baldi's Basics lore, Kaaatie's animation also needed to be set in a similar situation that would make the music video make sense after all. And boy, did she over-deliver. Here is where we are finally introduced to the world of fundamental paper education. We first see Claire, our protagonist to Basics in Behavior and our POV character for this adventure. She's a new student to this mysterious institution, Paper School.
No shit.
Sure sounds like a safe place for kids like Claire. Sure doesn't look like children get mauled to death every other Tuesday. We get establishing shots of the school, with a glimpse of new characters. Most of these folks don't play a huge role in Basics in Behavior specifically, but will pop up in fandom discussion later. We now see the fandom's favorite, and the reason you're probably watching this video, Miss Circle. She's the math teacher of the school in case her compass hands were not obvious enough indicators. And she seems to hold quite the frightening secret. She's not the only teacher Claire's class has, however. There's also Miss Thavel, who teaches languages. Pretty easy stuff. And Miss Bloomy, who teaches... Excuse me? What kind of high school is this? We also see Claire being bullied by our new antagonists, Edward, Zip, and Oliver. More on this nefarious fellow later. But wait, on the other side of the classroom, something more important seems to be going down. Oh no, it seems Abby just failed his test. Wonder how he gets out of this relatable little issue. Maybe a resit? No? Okay, maybe a few lashes with a ruler or something? Like with Baldi? Still no?
No.
Oh yeah, how can I forget? How about... just straight up getting killed by Miss Circle.
It's your turn. 25. Go again. 24 out of 5. And 1 out of 24 out of 5. 5 money's right here. 24 out of 5. 6 out of 30. 127 out of 9. 16 out of 17 out of 18 out of 19 out of 19 out of 20. 33 minute battle down. Much obliged. 3 out of 4 out of 4 out of 4 out of 9. So 8 out of 29 out of 30. 8 out of 31 out of 2 out of 34. Now y'all out here. 33 out of 4 out of 5. And yes.
Did I forget to mention FPE is unapologetically gory?
No.
Well, too late now, huh?
Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
After the cannibalistic homicide and the true nature of our teachers is revealed, we go back to a cutesy montage of the blissfully unaware students playing around in a pool and later studying in a library. Well, playing isn't exactly the right word because, again, we see Claire being bullied. This time picked up by a drone and, thrown in a bottomless pit?
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
What are they feeding these bullies, man? During her fall, we see glimpses of a mysterious character named Alice. We can't make out a lot of who or what she is, but there's one clear message: stay out of Alice's room. Simple enough to follow, sure. Don't think that'll be too hard.
Sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
Almost immediately after Claire finally falls, she is greeted by Miss Bloomy and given the particularly horrifying information that she got a big fat F. And by now, we should all know what failure means here in Paper School.
Help! Help! Help me! Help!
Claire is now on the same chopping block Abby was on a few minutes ago, with seemingly no possible escape in her case as well. Claire tries desperately to finesse her way out of certain death, hitting movements she's probably never done in her life prior to this. It's kind of funny, but in a sad way, because for some reason, this time, all 3 teachers are chasing her simultaneously, which surely means she's cooked, no matter how you try to spin it. Welp, GG's, let's wrap this video up. But wait! Angle from f***ing nowhere executes the most clutch chase-down block of the century, giving Claire enough time to escape. In a classroom, she sees the corpse of Abby. Still in shock, she turns back only to see Miss Circle catching up. She makes a final Hail Mary push towards an oddly convenient door that reads as exit. And...
Oh my God!
As expected, Alice doesn't appreciate this intrusion and swiftly turns Claire, our main character by the way, into shredded pork. I'm not exaggerating or anything, she's literally lying slap-chopped right there, I just can't show it. Everyone comes out to soak in the tragedy, including a severely beat-up Engel who realized he got pieced up for nothing, trying to protect someone who dies 2 seconds later anyway.
Boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
It is also revealed that Oliver and Zip are the ones who changed the label on Alice's door to read exit, knowing very well Claire would get Fruit Ninja'd. Again, what are they feeding these bullies, man?
He was a serial killer who bragged about killing people, and he professed and confessed to be a demon.
So, yeah, that's fundamental paper education. Now, even if you're not the biggest fan of children getting dismembered in the shows you watch, you know, for some reason, I think it's pretty clear why a project like this blew up to the proportions it did. The striking art style, the shock value of the plot, the quirky character designs. It's just not the kind of video you watch once and forget about. There's a lot more questions left than answers, the essence that drives any fandom. And especially with the fun facts Kaaatie gave about the many characters shown, there's still some information to cover before we get into Kaaatie herself and the aftermath of FPE. Miss Circle, Miss Thavel, and Miss Bloomy aren't the only teachers in this school. Miss Sasha, Miss Emily, Principal Grace, and Mr. Demi, only male teacher, by the way, all only appear briefly but are also canon to the established lore. It's not specified if these other teachers are also murderous psychos, but looking at some of their designs, as well as their general reaction to Claire's dismemberment, I'm inclined to believe this isn't the case. Miss Emily admittedly doesn't seem too fond of her students, though.
My students are all morons! I give them everything they need to know, and they still fail. Always!
I guess their only canonical crime, then, is negligence?
Do something! Do something, Rev!
Abby and Claire aren't the only children killed in basics in behavior. It's only shown briefly, but Lana, a minor character depicted as a witness to Abby's murder, was also packed up off-screen by Miss Circle. You probably wouldn't notice it in this scene either, because Abby was too busy taking up all the attention posted up like a damn animatronic. It's also canon that Abby and Lana were both kinda blockheads academically.
You stupid.
And knowing Miss Circle's hatred for people who fail her class, it's pretty clear why she's been plotting on their lives this entire time.
That's why he's MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
There is somewhat of a power system in the FPE universe, though it's not really elaborated on. Many characters seem to have a second form, but not much else beyond that. All I know, however, is that my absolute GOAT, Engel, went toe-to-toe against 3 top tiers of the story simultaneously. Please never test this man for steroids. Granted, he didn't come out unscathed.
They got me, cuz. They got me, cuz. Where the homies at? I'm right here at Counter Swap Meet. Right here at Long Beach Boulevard. Where the homies at? Pull up right now.
And for the last not-so-fun fact, what if I told you that Oliver, the menace behind all of Claire's pain and suffering, is a university student? That's right, not a student of paper school, probably not even a minor. Just a bloke in his 20s, casually going back to high school to orchestrate the murder of a 15-year-old kid.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
And to make matters even worse, remember Alice? Yeah, the eldritch horror down the school halls whose appearance literally changed the art style of the whole show. He's dating her. Now, it's not as bad as it sounds, because thankfully, she's also a university student who is living in paper school for reasons I don't have enough energy to question anymore. So it's not like he's been taking lessons from Epstein or anything.
The Goon Squad!
And on the topic of Alice, what the f*** is her problem? You're a bum-ass university student living in a high school, taking the facilities all to yourself, and yet you get so mad when someone enters your room that your immediate reaction is to kill them on sight? Not to mention, when it's your scheming psycho boyfriend who manipulates these invasions in the first place? Like, okay, sorry, Baphomet. Maybe if you just go back to your university dormitory, you wouldn't be forced to murder children? Jesus Christ, literally victimizing yourself for no reason. FPE got big. Really big. With more attention, more eyes, more clicks, more views. A seemingly obvious question started to be echoed across the internet. What the hell is FPE even about? Like, we get it, yeah, cool art, cool character designs, but like, at the end of the day, it's just a single 4-minute video, which can only keep the fans satisfied for so long. Is there more we are expected to be looking forward to? And the answer Kaaatie gave was, well, yes?
No.
To understand the shaky state FPE had fallen into, we first have to briefly analyze the context of how Basics in Behavior was being received online. That's right, its very own fandom.
Please, no!
Within the following weeks, despite only being a single music video, FPE gained a huge community following, much to the surprise of Kaaatie herself. In fact, you could say it got almost too popular for her. The series of events that transpired after this boost in popularity almost exactly mirrored a rather familiar series to this channel, Sprunky. In fact, it's basically the same song and dance. Sprunky was originally a mod made by a now 16-year-old kid, Nyanko, for the 2009 Scratch game Incredibox. Much like FPE, it was a simple fan project for something they personally enjoyed, and yet, beyond anything he could have expected, blew up to genuinely unfathomable levels.
What is going on here?
Despite gaining a true fandom that appreciated Sprunky for what it was, the popularity and potential for monetization caught the attention of content farmers, drastically altering the trajectory of the series and internet culture permanently. Suddenly, a drag-and-drop singing game about 2D keyhole-shaped things became a brain-rot Elsa-gate nightmare that rapidly infested the depths of animated kids content on YouTube. People who had no idea what Sprunky actually was rightfully got really irritated at the amount of horribly inappropriate content that was invading their spaces of the internet.
Boy, what the fuck going on in Miami, bro? Boy, she would've got in there. No, shit, that shit just disappeared.
And as a consequence of this, they needed an outlet to unleash their anger. Now, naturally, this should be towards the content farms themselves, right? Sure. But the thing is, these content farms are very often more secretive than the damn FBI. You simply cannot trace a name or face to the people pumping out all this filth. A child, an adult, an organized group, hell, it could even be the Russian mafia looking to make a quick buck online. That's how little we know about them or their intentions. Unfortunately, this meant the next big thing to direct their fury at was the Sprunky mod itself. And more specifically, the very creator, Nyanko. Harassment campaigns, Discord raids, doxing, all to a then 15-year-old kid, mind you. The amount of punishment Nyanko had to endure in place of the actual culprits who already got their bag from Sprunky and ran with it is truly disgusting. This is even an oversimplification. And there's a lot more drama concerning Nyanko that also caused him to leave the internet for some time. But that's a story for another day. In summary, we simply lost the plot.
No way!
Due to the newfound popularity of FPE's characters amongst the younger audience of YouTube, particularly Miss Circle, content farmers basically had fresh meat for their slaughterhouse presented to them on a silver platter. Eventually, FPE would follow the same deadly road Sprunky had already suffered, and just in the same way, the personal attacks and fabricated drama would catch up to Kaaatie as well. Now, the actual specifics of the drama are really messy, absurd, and kinda silly.
You got your rapist homo thug blackballs over there.
What the hell are you talking about?
It's such a pointless scandal that I barely even wanted to cover it at all. Mostly a bunch of misdirected anger or kids just making up stuff to be mad about. However, Maokito-Toon's video on Kaaatie and FPE's downfall presents a really cool timeline of events that focuses more on said drama and its potential contribution to Kaatie's departure from the internet. Definitely check this out as well if that's what you're interested in. However, I believe there's more nuance to this story than just internet trolls, and that's what this video seeks to explore. Ignoring content farmers, drama slop, and fandom tourists who are only around to milk money or popularity for themselves, how is the actual FPE fandom? Not as bad as you would think.
Yes, sir!
Going into researching this video, I fully expected to see a lot of very disturbing media that'll literally make my skin crawl. But this simply just wasn't the case. It becomes immediately obvious that the true fans of FPE are more drawn to the diverse characters, interesting world, and unique art style than anything else. Of course, this isn't to say there's no cringy parts to the fandom. Lord knows there is. But come on, give them a pass. It's not like it's anything weird or problematic after all. Most of the time.
No. Wait.
Shipping adult serial killers with their child victims aside, there's a shocking amount of talent to be found within the fandom. Fan art, fan animations, fan games.
Oh, please, Abby!
Like when you remember this is literally all from just a silly 4-minute animation of teachers killing students, it's really impressive. One in particular that was really fun to watch was a complete redo of Basics in Behavior, but this time in 3D. Meaning this artist had to model every character, every scene, animate every tiny movement all from scratch. It's peak cinema. All this love and attention with fan media could be attributed to a particular reason, though. Due to how little official content there is for Basics in Behavior, the fandom has taken it upon itself somewhat to expand the world and its characters in other unique ways. In fact, a sizable portion of FPE-related content online has almost nothing to do with the actual canon of Basics in Behavior, with completely made-up storylines and characters. Like, you can just test this out yourself. Look for fan animations and such of FPE on YouTube, TikTok, what have you, and try and identify just how many characters you actually recognize.
Who?
Now, there isn't anything exactly wrong with this, you know, OCs, alternate events, shipping characters together, whatever. But when fanon represents your series more than canon itself, it kinda creates a problematic situation for the creator. Of course, we only got this far because of the lack of official content in the first place, but this point would come more relevant when we focus on Kaaatie herself later on. The general reaction to so much completely fan-made content is kinda mixed at times.
Motherfucker, that's called a job!
Some people like it because, you know, obviously more content is great, especially when the creator themselves isn't really adding much over a long period of time. But others seem to think differently. They generally believe that the sheer amount of completely made-up characters or even altered relationships between already established ones only complicates the plot and identity of FPE and waters down Kaaatie's original vision into some free-for-all internet group project. To be very honest, I see the arguments for both sides being at least half valid. OCs and alternate universes are a great way for community interaction and expression. But yes, sometimes people do get a bit carried away and create stuff that just feel like self-inserts. Or, on the more extreme side, completely betray what has already been established by Kaaatie herself. Aside from that, I can't cover FPE fanfiction without giving a spotlight to one of its most unique forms, AUs, short for alternate universes. It's exactly as it sounds, a complete reimagining of the plot of Basics in Behavior in unique and creative ways. Make the teachers the students this time. Have the entire school be fighting in a war. The sky is really the limit here. The positives of AUs for the fandom are, of course, more content and community discussions, but its negatives are also the same as highlighted earlier. Additionally, AUs tend to only make some fans feel even more bummed out, reminded of the potential Kaatie's original animation had.
Is this real?
I think it's about time we address Kaaatie herself and what she thinks about all this. Quick disclaimer before we do start, Kaaatie has completely deleted every trace of herself online as of this video. Even getting access to the things she said and did when she was still active was a headache and a half. Additionally, she also wasn't the biggest talkative even while she did have an online presence. A lot of what we can infer from her tweets and such are going to be speculative in nature, but whenever I do make deductions, I'll try my best to back it up with logic. So, did Kaaatie even like FPE? Yes, but there's more to this. Kaaatie stated before that she had done the animation back when she really liked the original song Basics in Behavior Blue by the Living Tombstone. With enough time passing, she naturally fell out of that love and listened to it less and less, making her not as attached to her own FPE animation as well. This was an issue, since Basics in Behavior's entire point was to be a standalone music video. That's right. On a technical level, Basics in Behavior isn't even canon. Kaaatie did express the desire to create an actual series, but was anxious because it wouldn't have much to do with Paper School and its cast. You know, what made the show popular in the first place. She felt trapped between what she wanted to write versus what the fans probably wanted to see. This pressure, in combination with the general backlash and hate from online groups due to FPE's mass misrepresentation from content farms, created the perfect storm for every fan's greatest nightmare: cancellation. Kaaatie would switch between active and inactive multiple times within the following months, even going as far as to private basics in behavior. The cracks were starting to show, and soon, the rumors and suspicions would be confirmed once and for all with this one infamous image.
Oh my fucking...
Now, to cancel your whole show and delete all your socials admittedly does seem like a bit of an overreaction. But I do want you to consider two things. First off, Kaaatie was only 16 at the time of all this. Crazy talented, but clearly not equipped for internet stardom and the influencer status that came with it. This story has been covered extensively by many other YouTubers and concerned fans, so I don't want to spend too much time regurgitating the same points about how tragic it is. However, I want to propose a more nuanced perspective I developed during my research into this drama. We've already established Kaaatie's harassment as the main reason for FPE's cancellation. But from a creative standpoint, especially as a writer, what exactly made Kaaatie to get so tired of these characters she once had so much passion for before she got popular? To best illustrate this point, let's draw a comparison to a much larger scale cultural phenom that captivated the entire world in the previous decade: Game of Thrones. Stay with me now, I know this is completely unrelated, I promise it'll make sense. Before the generational smash hit that was the HBO Game of Thrones TV series, there was A Song of Ice and Fire, the novel it's based on, written by George R.R. Martin. He's a well-respected novelist from an era of legends, inspired by the likes of Tolkien and Frank Herbert. While the Song of Ice and Fire series had a lot of fans even before the TV series was made, HBO's adaptation skyrocketed the franchise into worldwide relevance. Shockingly enough to most fans, it was only after this success that the novel series slowed down and simply stopped releasing. For the 15 years between the novel's inception to the TV serialization, 4 books were released. And from the success of the TV series onwards, only 1. Yeah. 14 years later, the 6th entry to this jarringly incomplete series is still nowhere in sight. Now, of course, there were many reasons to this. Most notably, he began working on other projects as well. But 14 years to address your most popular product? Something has obviously changed. The gratification of making a good story. The fame, the respect, the money. George R.R. Martin has already achieved all of that, far beyond what most authors with complete catalogs could dream of. Fans have already dissected and predicted every inch of the story he had written. And being a plot heavily driven by mystery, the satisfaction of having to reveal it himself must have certainly dwindled. Coupled with the fact that the TV series even went past what he had written to complete the story on their own, albeit very poorly, the sense of finality of the franchise had already been somewhat reached. It's not that he can't finish the series, or even that he hates the fame or anything like that. It's that fundamentally, the motivation and artistic desire to complete his own series has been soiled. Now, while FPE obviously never reached a smidgen of the success Game of Thrones had, you should see some clear parallels when you scale it down to the worldview of a mere 16-year-old amateur animator. The fan content, whole alternate universes, fan fiction exploring aspects of your characters that you didn't even have the chance to complete, fully equipped with made-up backstories, relationships, all that. Why write a story when the internet already seems so eager to write it for you? Honestly, if I was Kaaatie, I'll probably want to restart too.
Hey everyone! I just wanted to make a few channel announcements before we officially conclude this video. As a gift for all of you supporting this channel, especially through these difficult times, all the reaction images of my OC I've made over the past few months, including what was used in this video's thumbnail, are now free to download in full 8K resolution over on Patreon. That's right, available in the free tier as well. I also plan to continuously add new drawings I create every month, so it'll remain updated in the future. And for our paid patrons, there's something far better for you all as well. For a limited time, which includes everyone already subscribed, I'll be taking requests to create your own unique avatar, which I would personally draw to represent yourself at the end of videos like this. It's for no additional cost beyond the paid tier itself, so it's basically a free commission for your more direct support. New patrons would also be included, but this offer wouldn't last forever, so come on over as early as you can. And yes, these original characters will play a greater role as the Villainee universe expands. Thank you for your continued backing of the channel during times like this. Your commitment wouldn't go unseen. Thanks again for watching Villainee, and stay tuned for our even bigger projects in the future.